Can you run a wildly successful cleaning business while only working a few hours per week? The answer is yes, and by the end of this video, you're going to know how to do that for yourself. But first, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Mike Mack, and I help everyday people build automated cleaning businesses so they can break free from the rat race in a 9-to-5 and they can have freedom with a simple service-based business. I'm also the author of the Amazon bestseller, Pick Up Cash, Not Trash. That is your guide to building that automated cleaning business without getting yourself dirty in the process. If you want to get that book, below this video in one of the links you can get it. Just cover the shipping and the book is free. All right, now that that stuff's out of the way, let's get into it. Okay, so what's the key? What's the key to running wildly successful cleaning business that doesn't really need you around all that much? I mean, how could it really be done? I mean, this sounds like a big promise. It sounds like, okay, you're gonna run this huge company, but you're only working a few hours a week. That doesn't make sense, because to run a huge company, as the owner, you gotta work 24/7. You gotta hustle, 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 or it's never gonna work like that. I used to think that too, really. I used to think that if I'm not putting in enough hours per day, that I'm not actually worthy of success, because every, success guru on Instagram and everything like that, they're telling you about how hard they work, how many hours they put in. In society, we tend to kind of idolize the people who are just hustle, grind. Now that might actually be true. It may be to where you have to put in those types of hours if you want to build the next Amazon, or start a huge tech firm, or start a law firm from scratch, or be the best real estate agent in your area. I mean, that might be true. I mean, you really might have to put in those hours, but I'm telling you right now, cleaning business is nothing like those other businesses, but it is simple. And the reason why is unlike those other businesses, cleaning businesses don't have a lot of moving parts. Now, am I about to tell you the way to do this is just outsource everything to a VA? Meh, no, that's rookie stuff. I mean, we don't do it. Not against VAs for other types of tasks, but for a cleaning business, you're gonna see that you don't have to do that, because if you put a VA, then you have somebody that's away from your team. One of the things that makes these things so successful is building that great culture. But we're not gonna talk about that in this video. I wanna show you how we select the key parts of a company and then you package it together and you delegate. Okay, but if you have the wrong structure, it could be reason why, if you are currently successful but you're putting in 40, 70 hours a week, I'm going to show you why you might be stuck still doing that. All right, so let's get into the key areas and how to delegate them. That way you can pull yourself off and absolutely be down to 5 hours per week with your cleaning business. Let's go. Okay, the first thing that you must delegate, it doesn't matter who you are with your cleaning business, you have to, at least that's the way I see it, right? Feel free to disagree, but you have to delegate the cleaning. That kind of goes without saying, maybe not to everyone, but the reason you want to do that is because it's twofold. The first thing is it's time consuming. Maybe it's threefold. The second reason you want to delegate the cleaning is because it's just a task that a CEO of a company shouldn't be doing. Just like a successful restaurant owner is typically not waiting tables. It's kind of very similar. There's nothing wrong with waiting tables. It's a very noble thing to do, just like cleaning. I've always cleaned ever before I owned a cleaning business. I always enjoyed the job. It was one of my favorite jobs in the world to have. So it's not because of that, but it is because you are responsible for growing this company, and there's so many other things that you are responsible for. If you're cleaning, then that's gonna cap you, because there's only so many hours in a day. So if you're stuck doing the cleaning, you're not growing, and that's not the move. And the last reason we don't clean is because we want to create great part-time jobs for people. And if I'm doing the cleaning, I'm hogging jobs in a sense. And so because of those three reasons, just stay clear of the cleaning. So that's the first thing you delegate. Get those cleaners in place. And then let's get to the next thing. Okay, the next core piece of a successful cleaning business that you should delegate is your operations. When you get rid of the operations, you're essentially getting rid of supply orders, you're getting rid of doing the training and the night-to-night coordinating. What you want to do is have communication with all of your team members. When you have delegated out the coordination, you don't have to think about hey, did this person show up to where they were supposed to? Is everyone dispatched in the right place? What if somebody needs a key and loses a key? how does that work? Well, typically you're going to hire an operations manager, and that person is going to be able to just slide right in and then take all of that burden away from you. Also, are we running low on supplies? Who orders the supplies? Well, typically you want to put your operations guy or gal in charge of that, and they're going to be able to make these lists, keep everything in order. It's really kind of like a right-hand person for you, that you have somebody that you can kind of count on that's handling all that right there between the cleaning and operations. You take those two things alone off of your plate. I mean, there is so much burden removed, and now we're really running out of hours to do more stuff. But there's two other key areas, so let's get into those. But before we get into 3 and 4, if you haven't already and you are getting value from this video, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can get videos just like this every single week. All right, now let's get right back into it. Okay, the third key area that you are going to delegate, and it's going to make your life so much simpler, is you want admin activities to completely delegated. Now, the admin activities, I mean, this is somebody who is going to take things like writing the proposal, doing like some of that work. Also, they're going to manage the email account, where your support at email, where if you get a complaint or a new lead, or if somebody needs time off, your admin is going to be able to communicate that with your operations manager. And between those two people, I mean, they're really going to handle a lot of stuff that would normally be on your plate, taking up constant RAM. Once these people are like doing their thing, oh, you're really starting to like have total peace of mind. All right. So another thing they're going to do too is they're going to be in charge of recruiting. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, recruiting is going to be your say-so, but you want someone doing the first round of interviews, second round of interviews, things like that. Okay. When you have someone to do that, again, this keeps you further away. Now, if you train your people correctly, they know how to hire. So they're constantly going to be, you know, recruiting people even while you're in the background. And it's such a beautiful feeling knowing that new people are being hired in your company and they're being trained for new accounts. And honestly, you're only as aware as you want to be. In some cases, you say, wow, 3 people were hired this week. I haven't met anybody yet. I mean, it's kind of a weird feeling in the beginning, but it's kind of cool after, because it's just showing that you're building a machine that's working. You're building a successful machine. And now the admin is going to handle more things like that, but I want to keep this video short. So I'm going to get into the fourth and final major piece of the company that you need to delegate to keep your time way down. Okay, the last piece of the puzzle. This one is super important. This is sales and marketing, okay? Now here, you don't have to delegate all of this, okay? So speaking from experience, I like to hold on to certain parts. So for me and my company, I can't get rid of parts of the marketing. I just love it. So marketing, campaigns, and directions, that's what I spend my time on, okay? Jess, obviously, she spends her time in a different place. It's more on the sales side of it. But under this umbrella of sales and marketing, there are things like going on walkthroughs. There are things like just being more client-facing with smaller things, like if there's a complaint or if something has to be moved around, and you know, we have people in place for that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, we're still the face of the company, right? And at the end of the day, I still determine marketing direction of the company when we want to try new campaigns and things of that nature. But when it comes to sending out the marketing campaigns we send out, you know, that's delegated. I mean, things like that fall into that basket, taking things to the post office, printing flyers, all those marketing things that we do, all of that stuff is delegated. So I'm only holding on to a certain piece, as is Jess. And this is going to spill into the last thing, which is something you don't delegate, okay? But once sales and marketing, you know, you pick from the bone there, because I highly recommend, if there's a part to hold on to, it's sales and marketing, because again, it is the lifeblood. So let's blend this and let's get into the last part, the part that you don't delegate, now that you have the other parts that you are going to delegate. Okay, so the last piece of this is, again, something, and I kind of just tipped my hand, you don't delegate this. It is the CEO. Okay, CEO, president, whatever you want to call yourself. This is the part we have to keep, okay? Because ultimately, as successful as these companies are, there always needs to be leadership in place. So you have to be a leader for your company. This idea of you working like a remote cleaning business, that's baloney. I'm telling you the truth. It is absolute baloney, homie. I see it, I hear it. Oh, run a remote cleaning business, make a zillion G's. Baloney, homie. Like, a business is a living organism. That'd be like if I told you you can automate parenthood. Like, you don't even have to raise your kid. It's like, no, well, no, it's a living organism, okay? You can't put a software and just become a parent. And a business is the same thing. It's a living organism, okay? There's people there. There are emotions there. There are things that you have to manage and you have to lead, okay? So you can't be 100% remote. It's not wise. I don't even know how doable that is. And this is a simple business, okay? So not only do you not want to delegate 100% of tasks when it comes to this type of business, and not only do you want to pick a few important things, you never, ever, ever want to delegate ultimate leadership, because ultimate leadership and ultimate direction of your company, it determines how big this company is going to get, right? Because if you put someone else in charge who maybe doesn't have the same ambition as you to grow a 7-figure, 8-figure cleaning company, if you put someone else in place who's just happy to make the salary that they make, how is your company going to continue to scale? See, that's right there. So that's why, right, you have to keep on that CEO hat. But the cool thing about the CEO is you get to determine what you want to spend your time on. You can spend your time on any part of this. I mean, I personally hold on to the marketing. Jess holds on to the bit of the sales. But you may be totally different. You may just say, no, I don't like either of those two. I just want to hang out in operations because I don't know how to market. That's fine. As long as you continue to lead, you can take on any part of the company that you want to take on. Again, I highly recommend you don't take on the cleaning side, but that kind of goes without saying. So listen, I hope this video was massively encouraging to you. I hope you are inspired to build a cleaning business, or if you're already building your cleaning business, I hope you are crushing it out there. For the people who need more help, need more guidance, I have a free Facebook strategy group. Go join that, get bigger questions answered. On YouTube, sometimes it's really difficult answering like the larger questions because I just don't like doing it here. At least in Facebook, I can give you like a video if you need it. So go check out Facebook, and if you are new and you haven't seen this masterclass, go check that out immediately. It's free. Just drop your name and email and you get it immediately, all right? For everyone else, watch this video and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, Cub Scouts.